Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Biohacker, double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, or the true leaders of Israel today. And salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who are risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen, but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds, who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai, and the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we're the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akalia, and this video is about the mark of the beast prophecy, which is a Micr0ch1p. Alright, so here it is, another update regarding the mark of the beast, and it is in fact that Micr0ch1p, man. And here it is, Tech 2025 webinar, Micr0ch1p implants and the growing global biohacking movement with Hans whatever. Webinar hosted by Tech 2025 featuring guest speaker Hans, founder of the Swedish Association of Biohackers, advisor and speaker on human augmentation, and ambassador for Sweden at the Singularity Universe. Now, regarding Sweden, we know that the Micr0ch1p movement, to call it, right, where we really learned about people, microchipping en masse, it really started in Sweden. That's where the information came from, right? So like here you can see, I have the Mark of the Beast playlist, which is public to anyone who wants to view it. And you can see here from 6 years ago, Sweden sees Micr0ch1p implants. So it's been something that has been popular in Sweden going on for at least 6 years. But even so, the technology has existed before that, all right? So this individual himself is Swedish. And then it says, who gives a presentation on the global biohacking landscape today, an evolution of Micr0ch1p implanting in humans and his role in the movement, including an overview of the chip implant ecosystem, people, companies, investors in the technology, government's responses, and the future potential of chip implanting. All right, so, there are these people out there that are known as biohackers who they're all about transforming themselves into something other than human, at least to my understanding. And they do that by way of merging with technology. So anything regarding technology that they can put inside of their bodies to quote unquote improve it, then that is what they're going to do. They're obsessed with it. All right. So of course, these types of people who are the biohackers, they're going to be attracted to the Micr0ch1p because the Micr0ch1p is, a digital device, a piece of technology that is literally put into the body. That's how it works. All right. And then it's used for various different purposes, such as to make payments, as well as identification. And so that identification goes in many different ways, whereas like you go to identify yourself at a medical facility, or you go to identify yourself at a government facility, or you go to identify yourself in any kind of facility or for any means and measures, right? The Micr0ch1p is able to be presented, it's implanted in the body, right, in the hand, and then people are able to be identified, all right? It is also used to open up doors, cabinets, etc. So it's used as keys as well. There's this girl in America named Chip Girl, and she's on the social media. She shows it. She has her Micr0ch1p, she has her home, and her home is designed with her Micr0ch1p in mind, where she uses her Micr0ch1p to open up the doors and cabinets around her house. And I'm sure there are other things that she's doing with that Micr0ch1p as well, knowing how it literally works and operates. Okay, so the Micr0ch1p itself is the mark of the beast. Revelation 13 verse 16, and he calls it all. And this will be the people that are in rulership, specifically their ruling class, who are the wicked elite of Esau, Edom. They are the elite bankers, and Esau, Edom are these so-called white people. This is their kingdom. They are the wicked. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. So he calls all, doesn't matter who you are, your social status, if you are quote unquote free or not, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that mark, which in the Greek at G5480 is a charagma, a stamp and imprinted mark. So it is as imprinted mark, it says. The Micr0ch1p is imprinted into the body via a device, used to do that, which the scriptures then let us know that device at G5482, which is the Carax, so a stake, all right, something that is to the shape of, well, literally a needle, all right. And we know the device used to administer the microchip. It pierces the hand, and then it, they just press it, and the microchip is implanted into the body. All right, so it is in fact imprinted, and the microchip, the Kragma is something physical, right? The microchip is physical. So it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So unless you have the mark of the beast, which is that microchip, you won't be able to buy or sell, i.e., you will be shut out from society and all of the services and goods that society has to offer. This is where we're heading towards. All right. All of the systems, such as the central bank digital currencies, the digital IDs, the 15-minute cities, the smart cities, NFC technology, RFID technology, Internet of Things, Internet of Bodies. All right. All of these things are working together, all right, to bring about the microchip on that mandatory and global scale, which is where it will be when the prophecy is fulfilled. All right. So this is what is at hand. Okay. And so all of those, that list that are just listed out, these are all important, factors regarding building up this mark of the beast system to allow the microchip to work on that mandatory and global scale. So this is a very long webinar, 34 minutes. I'm not going to go through the entire thing, but we can listen to bits and pieces of it. And overall, it shows us the stage that we're at. All right. Observing the time diligently, measuring the time diligently, being a watchman of Yahweh Shemishai, it is clear that the times that we're in, which is the end of Esau's kingdom. So we're going to be seeing all of the prophecies manifest before the return of our Lord Yahushua. We know that when Yahushua returns, that's the kingdom, right? The kingdom of Yasharallah, the kingdom of Israel, the kingdom of Yahweh Shemishai, the kingdom of heaven, right? Which is going to be here on earth. So Yahushua let us know there are going to be certain things that we're going to be seeing before his return. And we're seeing all of those things, the rumors of wars, the rising up of pestilence, of famine, of the earthquakes, right? Kingdom rising against kingdom, nation against kingdom. We're seeing all of the signs, the uproars of the people around the world. So we're at the end of Esau's kingdom. And then regarding this prophecy itself, we know that the mark of the beast is a microchip. We know that it's going to be made mandatory worldwide. We know how it operates. We know how it works. So then we're able to observe and look at what's going on in the world and say, okay, these things relate to what is going on regarding the microchip, you see? And the where it's at right now, it's very developed. We're literally in the midst of it, from continent to continent, country to country, city to city. It is all being implemented. We're all living through it. It is that time, right? And so the prophecy says in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. So the vision are these prophecies, but at the end it shall speak. The end of what? The rulership of the wicked, who are the Edomites, these so-called white people, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And it is sure to come, because the words of Yahweh Shemishai shall not go out void, right? They shall accomplish that which they please, to paraphrase Isaiah 55 and verse 11. So the prophecies are speaking because we're at the end of Esau's kingdom, right? And it says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. And so it is coming, right? The microchip technology is already out there. The point of sales machines already accepts microchip payments, right? The systems behind it are being developed and being launched. So what we're waiting for right now is the mandatory implantation, right? Where they make it mandatory worldwide that in order to continue to function in society, you're going to need that microchip. And so that is the hour of temptation spoken about in Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So the word world here at G3625 is the Greek word oikomene, which is talking about the inhabited earth. So all the spirits on earth are going to be faced with the microchip, all right, because it's going to become mandatory worldwide. Now, regarding the warning, that is for the nation of Israel and the nation of Israel only. But the mark of the beast, it is going to be upon the entire world. All right, it's going to become mandatory in order to continue to function. But regarding the salvation is only for the nation of Israel, and as thus the warning for not taking the Micr0ch1p is for the nation of Israel, because if you take it, then you're going to be destroyed by the thermonuclear fire in America. All right, America is Babylon the Great, and America is going to be destroyed at the end. All right, but even before the War of Armageddon, World War III, and the missiles launched to America to destroy it, the mark of the beast prophecy has to be fulfilled first. So it is the major prophecy that all eyes are on right now. All right, so it is the hour of temptation. All right, when it's going to be a trial, right? Are you going to take the Micr0ch1p or not? So this is a trial only for the Israelites. All right, there's no trial for the heathen because they don't have no chance for salvation. All right, so this is a trial for the Israelites, and then of the nation of Israel. All right, it's really for those of us that say that we believe, right? Those of us of the hopeful elect, because the majority of our people are going to see this. They don't care about Yahweh Shemishai. They don't believe in Yahweh Shemishai. So for them, they're just going to take it, man. All right, because all kinds of things are going to be happening. We're going to be in the midst of Jacob's trouble. All right, and there's going to be famine and pestilence, and Esau's going to tell you, well, unless you take this, you won't have access to medical supplies or medical services. You won't have access to government services. You won't have access to food. You won't have access to anything unless you take the Micr0ch1p. So it's going to be some very dire times coming up. All right, and the times are clear regarding it. All right, and so also this hour of temptation can also be read as the hour of piercing, because when you break down the word temptation and also the word try in Revelation 3 and verse 10, they break down to the same thing, which is the Greek word paran, which says through the idea of piercing, which is to pierce, right? And it is the hour of piercing, right? So we can read it, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also keep thee from the hour of piercing, which shall come upon all the world to pierce them that dwell upon the earth. It's the hour of piercing because that is how the Micr0ch1p is administered. It pierces the skin, okay, using that device, which is the Micr0ch1p. All right, so the breakdown for it is perfect, man. Anyone who's saying anything differently regarding the breakdown of the mark of the beast, if they're saying it's something other than the Micr0ch1p, run. All right, but anyway, this Tech 2025 webinar, I did watch parts of it. It shows you what's going on. So I'm going to be jumping around with it too.
I'm going to run through a short presentation, which is focusing on just briefly explaining what the biohacker movement is about, and then powerful technologies. And here is an illustration.
So this is them, the biohackers. This is what they're about, merging their bodies with technology. All right. And oftentimes when you see images of these people, man, they look like Edomites, who are, the Edomites are these so-called white people. That's their look. That's the Edomite look.
In Stockholm, where you can come on a set. We have another, from the state.
All right, so he first talks about biohackers, and then he shows you like what they do with merging their bodies with technology. And so for them, the Micr0ch1p is, for them, a natural state of progression of, their whole idea of being, merged with the technologies, these biohackers. So then he goes on and he talks about, the stages of technology and how things have digitalized and stuff like that. And, he shows how technology has advanced over, the decades, right? So then he brings up this about still awaiting dematerialization, which is talking about, getting rid of these things, right? So as you can see, you see the keys, you see the money, you see the cards that are used for travel, okay? And then you also see the credit card themselves. You see I forget what that's called. What came to mind is a floppy disk. I know it's not a floppy disk. It's I can't believe it's actually slipped from my mind. Anyway, it's a technological device that stores, it's a digital device that stores, to transfer on your computer, whatever, you put files and stuff on it. USB, I think, yeah. And you can see it. You can see, I think, what's that, like receipts and stuff. So when he's saying that it's awaiting dematerialization, he's talking about getting rid of it. And so, you know, they are getting rid of all of these things, and the microchip is going to be that all for one use for all of these things. It is used to make payments. It's used as a key to open up stuff. The microchip can also be used to open up your laptop as well. All right, and then we know that how it works. All right, they have the app or whatever, and then they attach a digital database to it, and then all of your data and information is stored on it, and then that is transferred onto the microchip. All right, so it has all that stuff. Okay.
Access card into the technical.
So then it talks about NFC chip implants, a great way to digitize the junk we carry around our pockets. So they're saying that the microchip solves the issue of having keys, having USB devices, having cash, money, having credit cards. Why have all of that stuff when you can just have a microchip implanted in your hand that can be used for all of these purposes? So this is a part of how the devil is going to be selling it. The devil I'm referring to is the so-called white man. All right, the deceiver. This is a way how he's going to be selling it. He's going to be selling it to the world in several different types of ways. He's going to be selling it as the hot new thing on the block, as a progression of technology, and people are going to be jumping on it. And then who knows what kind of version of the microchip they will be releasing when it is that time. You know what I'm saying? It can be a little bit more advanced, or however it is, however they sell it. But some people are going to take to it, and then other people, it could potentially do certain things. Like, for example, we already know with the brain microchip, it's literally, people are microchipped in the brain and they're literally playing video games, communicating with the technology in the brain. These people are paraplegic and they're playing video games with their minds, right? They can use the microchip to control external technologies, robot arms. Elon Musk made the promise that people will be able to see with the microchip. They have this thing called blind sight. And then a few weeks ago, there was a report that there is a microchip technology that is allowing people, the blind, to see. He said he will allow the paraplegics to walk, right? They have also had other promises, right? Such as with the brain microchip being able to upload, information to the brain, so it will essentially get rid of learning, all kinds of things, man. And we'll see how else they decide to upsell it. Okay, and then with the crisis that will be happening as well, people will just be convinced to take it due to, the famine and the pestilence and whatever else that will be going on. Okay, so there are many tricks that the devil can play regarding this, and he's going to be using all of them.
NFC means,
okay, so NFC chips. So then they show the microchip itself.
We put implants in harming family members.
And then the microchip, you see, that's what it's used for. Boom. Like that. People have the microchip and they use it to access, as it says, identification and access. All these things, man, from the BBC News. And Esau been promoting this technology. All right, I know there are people, people don't notice it, but this technology has been promoted, continuously over the years in various little pockets of, the internet and social media and film and whatever else. So here it is from BBC News: the train ticket chipped in your hand, the man who unlocks doors with his hand, electronic skin to monitor your health. All right, and then the microchip does that as well. An individual with the brain microchip, he put it out there in the social media. He first got the brain microchip to monitor his health, but then he's realized that, he said he was one of the early cases, one of the cases that wasn't reported on the mainstream media, by the way, but he said that his microchip now has suddenly become even more advanced very quickly and is able to do all sorts of different things. But when he initially got it, it was just to track his health. So yes, it does that.
With implants, start sticking them into our hands. So the answer is, of course, that.
So this is about the promotion of the microchip, and you can see around the various places around the world.
In the world of connected devices, and
right, and he's talking about the world of connected devices where things are connected. So even when you look at what Esau is doing, when you look at the digital ID from the World Economic Forum, right? They let you know that they want to connect people with things, with entities and devices. So it's like they want everything to be connected on one database, right? They're transforming the cities to be these 15-minute cities, smart cities, completely driven by technology. And then people, right, the cities and everything, this different systems are all digitalized and driven by technology and artificial intelligence, and then the people become a part of that system by merging with the technology. And for them it is going to be merging with the technology, which is in that microchip, which is the mark of the beast. And as such, then the people become a part of the system, because now they have merged with technology, so now they are more ingrained into the system, right? They are communicating with the system that has been implemented. You see, this is Esau's next level slavery system being brought in.
It's currently encompassed
Okay,
thousands for millions of new.
right? So this here is talking about the development of the technology from, you know, Apple's Windows to Mosaic first web browser. I didn't even know about this. And then the smartphone.
Companies that.
And then you can see the people. Hold on. And then you can see the people, the kind of people that attend the implant party, which, you know, Esau has these different types of parties. You know, they have microchipping parties, they have Botox parties, they have IV parties, like at the hospital when people have IVs, well, you know, they have like the fancy bag IVs with it's like a orange color or something with all of the nutrients in it. People literally have parties of that where people are just connected to the IVs, you know. So, you know, the Edomites, they do their thing. But even from this image here, you can see that it's like they're all Edomites, except for the one Indian looking individual right there. But it's all white looking people, man, all Edomites, okay, that are interested in this kind of thing. They're the ones that jumped onto this microchip technology first, right? And they're the ones that are when you see the faces of them and the groups of them, they're the ones that are into the biohacking and all these kinds of things, because the truth of the matter is this is what their spirit is pulled towards, you know. They're the wicked.
Have you tried this app? My, contact.
All right, and then it talks about the security challenges.
Who is transportation, not just Swedish Railways, but
next generation smart implants are underway, and it shows you secure digital identification and what is coming in right now, digital IDs. And what's attached to your digital ID? Everything about your life, everything, medical records, government, biometrics, financial, social media, online profile, everything is attached to your digital ID. And so that digital ID is that stepping stone towards a microchip, and that digital ID will just simply be transferred onto the microchip, right? Payments and public transport, replace cash and bank cards, health monitoring, better data capture, and whatever else. So it is clear, all right? It is extremely clear what is at hand, and it is the mark of the beast prophecy. So take heed, because this is the judgment written for taking it, man. Revelation 14 and verse 9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Shemishai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So you're going to be destroyed by the thermonuclear fire if you take the microchip. All right, and we know that America is going to be destroyed by the thermonuclear fire, and we know that the number of our people that will be saved and destroyed in America, Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8 lets us know 1/3 shall be saved and 2/3 shall be destroyed. So 2/3 of our people are going to be taking that microchip, man. All right, so we already know how it's gonna play out. All right, but the warning must go out regardless. All right, to warn them. All right, and then the elect as well that wakes up. All right, and then learns. Okay, so the elect will not be taking the microchip, man. And the elect will not be taking the microchip, not just in America, but around the four corners of the earth. All right. Now, regarding what will happen to the Israelites outside of America who take the microchip, we will see when Yahushua returns. But regarding what is written in the scriptures, this judgment here that is written is about the destruction of America and our people who took the microchip residing in America. Okay, so yeah, man, very serious times at hand. And this video was from August 22nd, 2025. Okay, a few months ago. But when you really watch the video, you know, you'll see that it's being implemented and they're making their move and they're pushing. Okay, and now we're heading into the year 2026, and you know, I'm speaking as a man, but I do foresee the year 2026 to be a very big year regarding the manifestation of prophecy and the advancements toward this microchip technology, you know, which, you know, the microchip is a mark of the beast. And so we'll see how it all plays out, man. We'll see how Micr0ch1p unfolds the story. All right, so with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Micr0ch1p by Shalom.